Watching a video here by Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. Please like, subscribe, and share. This video is used for entertainment and educational and fair use. Thank you.
Should be the same as the upstream. Is that our issue? Look, now it's going higher again. Now it's going lower again. Maybe this reductant injector command data pit isn't accurate. It's got to be injecting something. Look, it's dropping like below 30 now.
Most people you see on here talking about drop shipping have never actually made money drop shipping. Now,
well, hallelujah, it passed. Speed 0 miles per hour. We turned off the check engine light. It's happy. Look, upstream 185, downstream 25. We're injecting whatever. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, that looks fantastic. It's like an 80% reduction in the nitrous oxides. All right. Shut her down. Take her for another spin. Scan it for codes again. Sometimes this stuff is just... I've fixed vehicles before just by doing the quality test. Nope, no codes. It's happy. Let's take it for a test drive. A little bonus footage. Just going on a test drive. Easy cruise at 30 miles per hour. This system is really doing well. You see our upstream is 74, our downstream is like 1 part per million, or 0. And once in a while, it'll give it a little squirt of urea. So when there's not much load, it doesn't take much to get rid of those nitrous oxides.
All right, we're going to show the video that we were going to show yesterday with Truther Cop. Please like, subscribe, and share. This video is used for entertainment and educational purposes and fair use. Thank you. Wait a minute.
Something I've talked about a few times, actually. Let me see how. And we might have a special guest on here if he's in the room there, bushwhacking in Buffalo. We're going to finish up an argument that started a few weeks ago. Let me share the screen here. All right. All right. It was a couple weeks ago that Bushwhacking Bear and I had a conversation in regards to my video here. Introduction to Psychological Warfare. Now, in the beginning here, there's this whole glaciation clip.
There we go.
About, let me see. Just play the first couple minutes here. Because I'm trying to make a different point here. Bushwhacking Bear comes into the comments. Oh, let me share it in here. Forgot. You're Bushwhacking in Buffalo. Sorry. Bushwhacking. I'm mixing up your names. Bushwhacking in Buffalo comes on here and crashes my whole metaphor because it seems to be based on the globe Earth model. Okay. So let's watch what I say here for a moment and give Bushwhacking Bear or Bushwhacking in Buffalo a moment to hop in here. So,
As you can see, the driveway behind me has been plowed. Now, I didn't look to Fox or CNN to figure this out, nor did I even see the plow truck come by. But we can see that there is no snow in the driveway, and the snow that was there has been pushed up on the side. We even see a tire mark on a big truck right there. And we can even find little tiny pieces of rock that have been pushed up onto the side of the driveway. Every one of those actions has been part of a geological record that can never be changed. Every impact, every footstep that I make right now is shifting the geological record, building a deeper and deeper record about every event that's ever occurred on the surface of the earth. You see, we live on a giant recording device, and everything that we do impacts that record, and nothing we can do can ever erase what has been done. But this geological record is only one of many records on this earth. Many of them are natural, and some of them are unnatural, such as this record being kept right here. But they're all a reflection of something much deeper about ourselves, something that I'd like to break down today. So allow me to explain.
So
I'm at the top of Overlook.
All right, let me. So this is Overlook Mountain here, and what this has to do with today is we're going to get into glaciation here, and before Bushwhacking in Buffalo gets on here, so I won't be rough on you one chapter, man. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep this show going. Present. Let me see. I want to share a different screen here. So we're going to get into this whole time period that kind of surrounds the global flood event, possibly. And it starts with the Younger Dryas. What? It starts with like the Younger Dryas period. Here, let me see. Go down. Go. Right here. Lead them. Go down. All right. Which is 12 to, 13,000 years ago almost. You look homeless? I could be, JG. You sound homeless. You sound homeless. All right, here we go. What's up, man?
Oh, wow. You got me in quick. What's up, dude?
How's it going?
Holy shit. Yeah. What's up?
You need a minute? All right.
No, I'm good. I had to let's put my headphones on. That, like I said, I wanted to go Stetson for Stetson with you, bro. You got a good one. My grandpa's got a couple of them. This is a good one I got too.
Yeah, yours might be a little fancier.
My other one's a little more fancy. I got the feather in the other one. This isn't even my grandpa's one, bro.
Yeah.
What's going on? You calling me out already, dude? You already got me on blast and
No,
shit?
I'm just you called me out quick on that last video
I
about
was just fucking
the
around.
globe Earth.
You get it.
You know.
This
So-
should be cool, man. You know, hold on. I have hold on. As far as my credentials, I have all the books, guys. I read all
nice.
these. I've read well, as far as the astrology one on the bottom, no, that's been gifted. But so hold on. We might be able to use,
What's up?
if we do get into the conversation about like the astronomy
Yeah.
thing and cosmology, I have that terminology that we could, I'm pretty good with all the general stuff with what's going on in astrophysics and deep space
I have no
research.
idea. I don't have much going on there. Well,
don't
your
wanna hijack
challenge
you
to
already.
me, your challenge to me. Let's jump to that.
True.
I didn't even get to that. Was because
Already-
I said
interrupted you.
no.
Sorry, dude.
No, you're fine. I'm just keeping it going. I just want to make sure we hit all the points.
Cool.
No, absolutely fine. I just wanted to get because we're continuing on something here that you and I know, but you know, people watching don't know. So I just want to show your comment here. I had to put you on blast for a moment here.
Let's do
All
it.
right, so you know, you said not, you know, you said a nice comment up here, but you know, not overlooking that you cited the heliocentric model. You said to me, you had to make that point. But no, that was funny. But see, so you're saying that there is no meteorites?
No, not at all. That's why.
Okay.
First of all, let me say that if I came off like curt or brash with that, that's not where I'm
Mhm.
coming from. I like to bust balls, and I
Okay.
appreciate that you guys understand that. You know, with the chalk crowd and everything, and
Yeah.
Chalk Inc. Right?
Yeah, I wasn't
Um,
sure.
Shout out to those guys, big time. Yeah, I grew up with a bunch of buddies that I'm still good friends with, man. And I'm the youngest of the group, and I might have said this before in my last one, so I got
Mhm.
some thick skin. I could take it and I could dish it. But so yeah, if I come off like that in the comments, it's lost in translation, right? But
Mhm.
and I check myself because when I listen back, so you made a really good point though, and that was a good explanation. I think I know what you were getting at. Things make an imprint, and you were making the analogy of like whether it's on geographically,
Mm-hmm.
terrestrially, or electronically. So I
Mhm.
got that point. That wasn't lost on me, and that was a good one. But I was just shucking and jiving about asteroids
used them.
as per
Yeah,
the
you-
heliocentric. So I do think things are falling down, and this is where we can get into the nuanced gravy of it. Like I think things are falling, but I think it's more, in my opinion. So when I say I think this, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm right.
Mhm.
I'm not making any claims, and if anybody's watched my research, I'm not one of those dudes to make claims. It's a result of how I believe in things. Also, my occupation trains me to be like that.
What is a bolide? So you use? I didn't look it up. I could have looked it up. You use
Oh,
this
just
word
like an
bolide.
impact from either a meteor or a comet
Okay.
outside of per the globe terms, outside
Mm-hmm.
of the atmosphere.
Okay.
Something that comes down from space that's in orbit from the sun that
What's that
breaches our atmosphere and impacts the Terra. That would be a
Okay.
bolide impact, whether it's a comet, meteor, or an asteroid. So when I say bolide impact, that's just like a generalization. And again, I'm just busting balls here, but like that's why I thought that.
Good morning. Welcome to the room. Hope you're doing well. We're checking out this Truth or Cop video that I was going to show yesterday. You know, some days we're a day late, some days we're $1 behind, and some days we're both.
That maybe you were like of the heliocentric model. So that's where I
Mhm.
thought I seen an opening.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I'll always shoot the gap, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
coming from a
Right.
good spot though. But so I don't know what it is. I've been a fan. You see my books that I have here. I have a lot of them, and it stems from my. I'm gonna have to take this fucking. It's not working. It's not working. The Stetson's not
Oh,
working.
you can't with the headphones. Oh, I know.
Right. I don't usually not wear a hat, but it's all good. The hairline's not receding too much. So I was just super interested in astronomy from a little kid.
Mhm.
And the long and short of it is I studied it big time.
Right.
What's in deep space, what's string theory, all that.
Mhm.
Super interested in it. And just in the past 5-6 years, it's like I did this whole what do you say, Great Awakening or whatever
Mhm.
it is. And I said before on my last chat with you and the fellas, like I was a QB, retard.
Mhm.
So I get passionate about stuff, right? But
Yeah.
I really dove deep with the astronomy.
Right.
So generally, I know a lot of the fundamentals of it, whether it's string theory or what's going on in deep space. They really have no answers as far as more questions, right? And it's always just seems to me, and again, this is just my opinion, but
Mhm.
fascinating concepts, whether it's a black hole or a neutron star or the
Well, see, I don't
light
even want to. See, we're
horizon.
going too far out. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't even want to get that far out. I'm just talking about
That's pretty far out.
specifically this. Yeah. No, I'm talking about specifically, the Earth and its relation to the sun, and what might have caused that crater. Right.
Yeah. So I think, sorry to get off on that tangent, but I think it's important for me to preface that because
Okay.
that's my cosmology. Why? I guess I feel like compelled to say that because, for example, I think if my friends are listening to me, they know I've always been about science and space, and I still catch slack from them. They can't
Mhm.
believe that I did an about face like that, but it is what it is. Faith has a lot to do with it. So then you look at it like, is it the firmament? When you hear things like Werner von Braun reference the firmament on his headstone and these truth or rabbit holes and everything, you're like, what's really going on there? If you want to know the fundamentals of everything, and that's where
Yeah.
Tartaria got me in history, all that. So I felt the need to say that first, right? But it's
Yeah.
fine.
See, but I don't have my own, so I'm not interested in yours. I don't even.
Touche.
I don't even-
Yeah, I get it.
I don't even pretend to know anything about what's going
So
on.
then, what
out
do you
there.
think that it is? As far as let me understand.
I don't. I have no idea, and there's no way I could.
Would you? So, what's your default then? Default to space? And I'm not judging. I'm just like I'm curious. I want to know. Like, yeah,
As far the stars are probably just angels watching over us at this point.
that's what I
got
think.
no
So
idea.
if that's okay. So that's where we're getting into where I think it might be. Like, I've always thought comets were dirty snowballs, like the astronomer said. Maybe I believe now that it's more likely that they're possibly angels or fallen angels
Mhm.
coming down to do
No, yeah.
God's bidding, right? Whether it's a reset or whatever. I think when you cited the what's the name of that impact crater?
Morning, Sly. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, buddy. So, I did think about it when I read it, right? I did think about it and I did say, well, damn, how did he sleep good with gas? So, I did read it, but I read it too fast and wrong.
Yeah, you missed the one word, didn't?
Yeah, right? Because I did question it. Said, how the hell did he sleep good with gas?
We got Michael Stevens in the chat. How you doing this morning, Michael? Good to see you. He's
Good
also
morning, Mike.
saying hi to you, Sly.
Good morning, Mike. How are you today, Larry? How are you today, brother?
Overall, doing pretty good. Besides being tired.
Poor thing. You ain't. All right. So, do you drink plenty of water?
No, I don't drink much water at all, really.
All right. So you need to start drinking water because the dab dry you out.
Huh. I never heard
Yes.
of that.
Yeah. The weed tends to dry you out.
Huh.
Yeah. I had that problem last year. I wasn't drinking enough water, and I was always right up here at the top of my belly. It was always felt horrible. It was like gas, like you said, right? Then I started, I found out that weed dries you out. So you gotta drink plenty of water when you're smoking.
Yeah.
I know you don't like water, you like milk, but you gotta drink some water too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was one of those belly pains that felt like you had a damn knife in your belly.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been
Yeah,
there.
it's
Trust me,
no
Larry.
fun.
I've been there.
Yeah.
All last year, I had that problem.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't happen hardly at all with me. I'm usually very, very healthy, never get sick. I'm lucky if I get sick every 10 or 15 years.
All right, so I know that's what because you're always saying that, right? But you got to remember your ass is getting younger, Larry. Okay, you're getting younger. Things are going to change. Your body is changing. You know what I mean? Like when you had puberty, your body changed. You know what I mean?
I'm still going through puberty. What the hell are you talking about?
That's what didn't I just say that?
Don't fuck up my bit, Sly. Don't fuck up my
No,
bit.
you about to fuck up mine. That's what I said. Your ass is getting younger.
I know. That's why I know that.
Your ass is getting younger. Your body is changing. You don't drink water, so you're not watering the plant. You know what I mean?
All right. I hate it when you make too much sense.
I know everybody does, right?
Ah, there you go. That's what I was waiting to hear.
It's okay, and half the time I don't make good sense to myself, but I try.
Yeah, that's all we can do, right?
Yeah, sometimes I get to talking and look, then there's somebody say, well, what the hell she say?
Oh man.
Yo, did you oh, you had to leave yesterday. I hung out with the boys for a little bit yesterday. I mean men, I'm sorry. I don't know why I called them boys. I don't know why I called them boys. But I hung out with the men yesterday. It was nice.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff done. I think I got a hold of some of that Nubs stuff. Boy, I cleaned the house, I vacuumed, I emptied the garbage.
Good job, Larry.
I worked
Good
on
job.
my old gas scooter. Oh, did you see that video I put up with my grandkid?
No, Larry.
Not yet.
Wait, I'm gonna give you one of your numbers. No, Larry, I was busy doing stuff. I didn't get a chance. I was busy doing things around the house.
No,
Good morning, Mr. Stevens.
What?
How you doing, Mike? He said good
Is
morning.
this
Good.
Mr.
Yeah, I went to I went downtown to Barcelona yesterday. I had a great time. Saw my girlfriend in the hospital.
Okay, how is she doing?
She's walking now. She'll be out at the end of the month after 3 months, 2 months in
Okay.
rehabilitation.
Okay. Can I ask what happened?
She had surgery on her foot for a growth in the bone, or very painful. It cut the big toe and everything. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Some calcifications. I have that runs in my family, but I haven't had, because I drink dark beer and have plenty of garlic in my gazpacho.
I like the part where you say you drink the dark beer. Yes.
Yeah, it's just like red wine, for the circulation there.
Right.
Not the whole bottle. Come on, a can or two.
Yeah,
We got,
I got you.
we got Erm in chat. Erm saying hello to everybody.
Good morning, Erm.
Hi, Erm. Hi, Erm.
Yeah, so I'm glad
So
she's
yeah,
doing
now
better.
it's what
Yeah.
happened?
No, I said I'm glad you're doing better. She's doing better. I'm sorry.
Oh, my girlfriend. Yeah, her name is Mary Carmen. Yeah,
Ma-
so
my mother name was Mary.
Mary Carmen.
Mary Carmen. My mother
Anyway,
name was Mary
I'm very
Elizabeth.
excited. You know, we took a long walk in the park yesterday. I walked till my back gave out, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You just had to share some pain with her, huh?
Well, we have things in common, let's just say.
That's cool. That's cool. You said let me walk and throw something out so we can limp together.
So yeah, now let's see what happens. The death of the dollar is not really the death, y'all. It's just going to go crypto because our Navy is still superior, like policemen of the world, and the other thing is all debt gets settled by us. I mean, you can't settle a debt in the Chinese currency. Russian currency is not international still, although they're making block nations. All debt has to be settled. You know what they come at it 9 ways to Sunday, different angles, and that's how the bankers and everybody make their money. You know, this is a conversation we had the other day, right, Larry? So
Yeah.
not to worry because people have confidence. Without the dollar, the euro, and the pound, you know, their economies are I mean, the pound, their economy is the worst in the world right now because they separated from Europe and all, and yada, yada. So I'm not worried about the death of the dollar was what they're saying. You know, I think it's propaganda.
Well,
Yes.
definitely.
Go ahead.
I heard
It's
this
going-
guy. I heard this guy a couple days ago made a good point. He's like, our country's money will not cease to exist because of our military. Our military won't let it, basically. 'Cause
Right, that's one aspect. The other aspect is all debt gets settled. The debt of the world is now, you want to buy some debt to buy a piece of America, the ownership of the debt, meaning that they owe you their lives, your slave landia, you know, like, got to work.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is the theory. I'm pretty much now I could see the different perspectives how they calculate things 9 ways to Sunday. You know, who can understand? And now I understand why a flight back home would be $1,500 now instead of the normal, you know, 6 or 7, 800. It's impossible. By the time I get enough, it'll be 2,000 in the summer. Ridiculous.
Yup.
Everything changed.
They're limiting. They're
Yeah, everything
limiting.
is
They're
changing.
limiting the government. Well, the system is limiting our happiness, our means of
Not for me.
striving
Not for
to be
me.
happy. Not for you,
I'll
right?
smoke
Not
my-
for me either.
I'll smoke my hash pearl right, Porto. I'll smoke my hash right in front of them. I don't care.
Look, you ain't the only one, buddy. I'm with you, brother.
But you think my mom in the 60s went to the federal building in the city of Chicago. The women burned their bras and smoked out of rhinestone pipes, you know.
Okay.
And guess what they smoked, you know, anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Rhinestone pipe. I've never heard of that.
In the 60s, the ladies had rhinestone pipes, you know. Woman power. You know,
I don't
what do you
remember
call
that.
it? We call it feminism back then because we were male chauvinist pigs. Yeah, that was it. Were you a male chauvinist pig? Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
That's what they called us.
I think we all us men were at one time or another.
Yeah, that's just an expression, Larry. I didn't mean, you know, English.
Oh no, I understand. So we got Nubs in the house saying good morning, and then he says it's all about control, and then Erm says agree, Mike, and then Erm says look at the Fed balance sheet spike.
I agree.
I look at all the corruption. All the corruption wants
I
to
look at
keep
the
us
rich kids.
distracted.
I look at the rich kids buying flights at $2,000 a pop like it was nothing, and me, you know. Nothing.
And then they want to look, and then they want to cut down spring break. They don't want spring break in certain places, right? But that's where they getting their money from. Them kids, like you said, spending that $2,000 a trip to go to these other countries or other states.
Well, they break the wall. They party so hard they break the room apart. Yeah, they blow the room up when they party, smash they destroy the hotel.
Now, that kind of stuff they should be held accountable for. You know what I mean? Like if you can't go somewhere and know how
Not
to
just in
conduct
any
yourself-
country, it's all over the place. Let's go to Dubai next week. We'll see you in
Yeah. But they don't know
We
how
see
they
you in
weren't
Dublin.
raised to respect. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, they weren't raised to respect other, when they weren't
That was
raised
fun,
to
Justin.
know how to conduct themselves.
No, because we had to work 2 jobs back in the States to support our kids.
Exactly.
Says, tell a kid they can't do something and they will do it.
Yup.
Exactly.
We used to put our clothes in the clothes that we wanted to wear to school that we couldn't wear. We used to put them in our book bag.
Oh yeah, all kind of
It's
stuff.
changed.
Yep.
And changed in school.
We had a one girl streak across the grade school next door during recess time. Streaking. They call them run around with just her Converse gym shoes and nothing else. Waiting for us with the towel and her clothes and a few bottles of beer in somebody's vestibule hallway apartment building across the street.
Goodness.
That was before they made the law in Chicago to lock the where they put the mailboxes to lock and the bells. That door locked, so you couldn't even ring the bell in the beginning from the outside. If you didn't have a pager or something, you couldn't signal them.
So how in the hell did you let somebody know you were there?
Well, it's like the horn. Dun, 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 dun. Everybody had their specific horn message, Bing, 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 bing. We have arrived. Let's go.
I remember the horns. Look, my nephew blew the horn for me last week, right? He blew the horn for me. I said, "Yo, we ain't in North Philly. Don't be blowing the horn."
I'm like, hang on a minute. It's 5:30 in the morning. Not everybody's, awake yet or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a bad habit of waking up at 2:30 in the morning to take a leak, and then after that, I can't go back to bed because I know Matrix Man with karaoke is on, so I got to stay up a couple hours. That's it.
I woke up at 3. I woke up at 3:30 this morning, Mike, and I stayed awake until about 5.
Sunrise was I don't know after about 7:30 or so. So I went back to bed before sunrise until about 10 o'clock. That wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm in the future here because 7 hours ahead of Chicago, 6 hours ahead of New York, and 9 hours ahead of Montana. Is that right?
6 hours ahead of me. I'm in Philly.
Philadelphia freedom. I like that.
Yeah.
What's your sandwich called? The Philly cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak, man.
Sold all over Chicagoland too, as well.
Man, there ain't no Philly's cheesesteak in Chicago. Are you kidding me? You can't have a Philly's cheesesteak unless you in Philly, right? We
use a little better quality beef, but that's okay because
I still say, listen, that thick beef is not a cheesesteak. The thin beef chopped up is a cheesesteak. Go to Jim's on South Street.
A good beef sandwich at Mr. Beef doesn't require cheese, but it does require sweet and hot peppers.
Ooh, yeah, you would like Jim's on South Street. Yeah, they do that.
Well, we got the Maxwell Street Polish too. If you don't want mixed meat, the pork meat, you get the all beef. Either way.
Right.
And the factory is right across the river. It's an amazing little, 100 years ago, all the cattle were slaughtered in Chicago, I think, the slaughterhouses. That's why they had the mercantile exchange where you trade bacon and orange juice and all that stuff.
Y'all was trading bacon and shit?
Not me. I was delivering pizzas to those guys.
Okay.
Oh, that's we have an American rooster here. Oh boy.
That's one thing I can remember back in like 2000. I was working 2 jobs. My first job was working at a battery distribution center. I was flipping like 45,000 pounds a day in lead.
Wow.
And then my second job was working at Domino's. I'll never forget the night they told us, we all had to work Christmas. And I thought, who in the hell's going to be ordering pizza on Christmas? But I'll tell you, there's a lot of motherfuckers ordering pizza on Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Because Antilles bringing, all the fixings. That's why.
I made pretty damn good money, though. I was working in Portland, working for Domino's, and I could work 2 hours and make $20 in tips.
Oh, I got away with murder then in Chicago. 6 hours, 130, 150. It's Larry. I worked for Domino's one time. My thing was my personal dislike of Domino's. I come back from the delivery, and the owner's there. My first week there, he's there every day. He owns 6 of them. So I says, where's the TV? I'm supposed to sit down, watch TV, and wait for the next pizza. He goes, no, you got to work. Go make some boxes. I go, how do I make boxes? Figure it out for yourself. So after a couple of weeks of that stuff, they told me, answer the phone. You've been here almost a month. You don't know how to answer the phone? I says, look, my idea of delivering pizzas is deliver it and come back and watch TV. If you don't have that kind of work, if that's not what you guys do, and my tips are lousy, they're like $2. In the city, it's $5 a pop. What are you talking about? $2 and 50 cents more. I got, my head got big, and I says, adios. Yeah, I went to work for a mom and pop place, and there they pay you. Okay, to come in, we'll give you $10. You want a personal pizza? It's free. Pop is 50 cents. You get a more, and then at the end of the day, you leave with your cash money. It's unimportant if everybody paid you with a Visa. They're going to give you the cash in cash, and that way. But I know I'm not doing things exactly correctly because I'm getting the money, without putting on a check. It's as if I'm a family member of them, helping them out deliver some pizzas.
Exactly, and Mom and Papa take care of you. Mom and Papa definitely take care of you. Man, they'll even take you on vacation if you want to go.
Yeah, especially if they're Italian and, they're nice to you. You're nice to them. That's it. That's all it takes. They're just there to make their favorite recipes. You got to go bring it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Some have restaurants real big and, some don't. So, I don't know. I enjoyed delivering pizzas. Here in Europe, forget it. They're going to pay you like $2 or something. It's not even worth it.
They rake in all the money.
Yeah, if you have a motor scooter or whatever, even what do you call those where they're now electric 4-wheel.
Electric. Four wheels?
Patinetes. I can say in Spanish, patinetes. They're like we had when we were kids, but you got to put one like Fred Flintstone, put one foot out to push it.
Wait, something like a golf cart.
No, smaller than that.
Smaller than
bring it
that.
on
Yeah.
they bring it on
And it's got
the
four
subway.
wheels. It's got 4 wheels.
4 small wheels. Now they're electric and it runs on a motor. You don't have to push with your foot. Every
Okay.
kid has a
Scooters,
scooter.
Like
little-
like those
Scooters,
electric wheelchair scooters.
Yeah, but it's compact. It folds up, and you know what? They deliver pizzas on that and other food
Yeah,
too.
he talking about the electric scooter, Larry.
Yeah.
And they even do if they don't have one, they rent the rent a bike. You know what? The rent a bike in the city. Every city now has.
We got them. We got them. Yep.
You put what they want is your credit card. So you put the credit card there, and now they got the number. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was gonna start delivering for like Uber Eats and stuff like that on my electric bicycle, but then my motor burned up.
Oh,
I had to buy another motor. I won't get it till the end of the month, of course, because it comes from fucking China. But now it's $150 just for the motor.
so by you, all they got is like the name brand. There's no real mom and pop like Route 66 places to eat, type.
Oh, there is
Larry?
here. Yeah, there are here.
Oh, okay. Because I was in where was I at Dallas, Fort Worth, and they have amazing restaurants. They got parking for 600, and the restaurant holds maybe 90 people. But,
Yeah, the city I'm in. Well, I'm not even really in a city, but there's 2 cities on both sides of me, and they're just a little over 100,000, so they're not really real big.
Right.
Do you got any plans for the day, Mike?
After yesterday, yeah, I'm gonna walk in. Remember I took you out for views by the 6 rocks over there at the end of the road.
Yeah.
I can't. I might go over there, get rid of the garbage, mop my floor, do a little stuff. But I'm really tired out from walking so much yesterday. For one, I got off at a subway like a quarter mile from where I was supposed to, so it made my walk to the rehabilitation center, 3 times as long. That was the first thing I did wrong.
So you did your rehabilitation before you did your rehabilitation.
Yup.
No.
See, you participated
to visit
all the
my
way
girlfriend,
around
see,
the board, Mike.
What happens is, I hate to put out a negative, but my legs fall asleep, so I got to sit down for a couple minutes, and I can keep going, And I can't walk slow, because if I walk slow, it hurts. I have to kind of like go at a good pace, and it feels okay. Anyway, so that's
what's the port blood? What's the circulation? Why are your legs falling asleep?
Neuropathy due to injury of the spine.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's why I got my medical marijuana card here.
Oh, wait. That was going to be my next question. That was going to be my next question, because I have sciatica, right? And I use my medical marijuana card as well. So that was going to be my next question. So are you medicated, medicated?
My question is this. Hang on. Shy, do you get a 40% discount like we do? I always have to run up. I don't know why I'm like that.
I only get the 10. I only get the 10%.
Oh, that's a ripoff.
I'm not a veteran. Are you a veteran?
Yes, I'm a veteran. U.S. veteran.
That's why. That's why you get that discount.
No, I'm in a different country. I get a 40% discount here. I never got my medical marijuana card in the States. All my recent medical history is in Spain. I lived here when I was a kid.
Nub says black seed oil. Black seed oil. Yeah,
I have to look it up.
Yeah.
Thanks for I'm gonna write it down. I ain't playing. I'll write this stuff down on my list.
Yeah, he told
Black,
me about it. I have some too.
black seed oil.
I have the
Okay.
pills, and I have the
Has it
liquid for
helped?
the dog.
Has it helped?
I haven't started taking it yet.
Uh,
Dad, you be asking me
I'll
too
tell you
many.
what.
You know I can't tell. Dang,
You know,
man, you
Wait,
be sick.
you know what helps? You eat a banana every day. Okay, you eat at
Okay.
least one tangerine or orange with vitamin C every day. Tomatoes, I'm like always with tomato. You know, you eat properly, and the
Mhm.
potassium helps so you don't get muscle spasms. That's important if you have an injury because then if you can fall down, you're in trouble. You know.
Oh, too, I
Definitely enough.
found this
What you
out
said
too.
about water, I drink about at least 2 liters of water almost every day. Some days less, but
Mhm.
it
so
seems to
Nub
evaporate
says
on
the
you.
black seed oil works on neuropathy and MSM also.
What's
So
MSM?
now I got to realize that the medical marijuana doctor is full of Huey because he just wants to sell more stuff, right?
Right? Yeah, yeah. Listen, that's what I said. Right? They just want to pretend like you seeing a doctor and he's prescribing. He ain't prescribing shit after your first visit. Okay, you get what you want.
Pardon me. That's too funny.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
well,
went when I went. The doctor asked me a bunch of questions, had me spend almost $300 damn my first visit. Try selling me the best stuff, right? And then
right. He
after that,
wants
I was
me.
on my own. The hell
He
out of
wants
here.
He wants me to take the liquid under the tongue and then smoke the hash of my choice. Okay, let me
Got some
think
Rick
about
Simpson.
that.
I
I
got
think
some
I
Rick
get
Simpson.
oil at the bottom of the filter. If you make a carton filter, with your hash mixed with tobacco, comes oil. So just save the filters and rub the oil on the next paper, and there you go. Simple
All right,
solution. I don't need no oil. Buy no
all
oil,
right.
but I'd like to try it.
Yes,
Because he's
listen.
selling
I'm
it.
going to tell you, Mike. Save up
What?
for some Rick. Save up for some Rick Simpson oil, okay?
Okay. Yeah, I saw
Rick.
Rick Simpson years ago. He's awesome.
Yeah. I got some. When I heard Wizard said he had some, and I seen how Wizard acts, be relaxed with his Rick Simpson. I said, "Oh, I need some of that," and it helps too. It definitely helps for
I'm gonna go out.
toothaches,
I'm gonna,
for pain.
oh wow. Yeah, I'm gonna go out here and start the turkey legs, but because when the cat comes by, I give him the scraps.
What you making some turkey legs today?
Boiled turkey legs. Yeah, later I'll have turkey tacos.
Okay, player. That's
With
what's up, Mike.
lettuce, tomato, avocado.
Okay.
I only have mozzarella cheese, but that's okay.
All right.
Whoops.
My next thing I'm gonna make is I saw on a package it said mushrooms with spinach. Oh, stuffing in spinach in a mushroom, in a portobello mushroom. I'm going to try that.
Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
those.
I'm going to try that because I looked on the. I was going to make stuffing the other day and I saw it on the box. I was like, oh no, don't make this stuffing yet. Wait till you get some mushrooms because I got the spinach. All I need is some organic portobellos and I'm Gucci.
Ooh, that's like in the oven, like a souffle or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
But guys, listen, Larry, I gotta go. I just wanted to come and hang out with you for a little bit. Mike Stevens is finally it's finally
nice
a pleasure to see you
you.
up on the screen because I see you. I've seen you in the chats, but I've never seen you up on the screen here. So good to see you.
Thank you. You too. I'm gonna leave in a bit too because I got to do my stuff. But
that's all right. I'm going to be listening. Everybody in the chat, have a blessed day. Nubs, you piece of shit. Anyway, I love y'all.
Love you too. I'm gonna do similar.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
See you, Larry. Larry, what the hell is he frozen?
Yeah, something frozen.
Hey, don't forget, don't let that door hit you in the ass.
Yeah, I was wondering where that was at, man. You took too long. Shit. Now you're
I
taking
know.
too damn long to kick me out.
Day late, dollar short, my life story. Take care, girl.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
I'm still here, Larry. I'm going back in my room. I think I'm gonna have to because things are accumulating to do. Let me see. Oh, what was I going to ask you? Did you see any more of that Michael Tellinger?
I watched a little bit more of it, yeah. I was, excuse me. I was really busy yesterday. I cleaned, I vacuumed, I did laundry, I did a bunch of stuff outside. I went crazy yesterday.
Yeah, me too. I overdid it a little bit. You know, that's why today is like a down day. And I let things accumulate. Like I got to clean off my desk and all, you know, all the file my little receipts or whatever hell I do.
Yeah.
To control, you know, the next list and what's missing, and you know, try to stay on top.
What I need to do is it's kind of I said what I need to do is it's kind of a pattern for me for quite a while is I'll get in these moods kind of like I did yesterday and do a whole bunch of shit and then I won't do nothing for a while. So I need to, you know, kind of even it out more.
Yeah, I understand. Like, yeah, I allow myself certain days where you're okay, you know, in case you're tired, but then there's this, that, and the other you can do while you're tired too, you know. Anyway, I push myself a lot, Larry. I don't know, because I wanna be prepared. I'm always trying to guard my space, and you know, I want to be aware of what's going on around me and in the world. But nobody's perfect, you know. But I learn when I make mistakes. You learn, you know, little by little.
Well, plus too, the way our society is, you know, they keep so much hidden from us. We're always having to look through everything through a damn microscope to figure out what bullshit they're pulling on us.
Sometimes I'm at the point. Sometimes I don't want to hear anymore because not that I know everything, but it's overwhelming. All you know, it's a lot of information, and it's really. I like the distraction to abstract information, you know, things that people, different viewpoints on a similar subject, like, oh, those crazy flat earthers. Well, no, it's not just flat earth. It's the whole Bible, buddy. So back up a minute, you know. So it's hard to reason with people because once they have a belief system of their own in their mind, you're not going to be able to change them. But if they're interested or they allow you or like to talk to you, then you can present, you know, what says these other 1,000 people that approved it. Anyway.
Right. The hardest ones, I think, to wake up are the ones that are fully indoctrinated in the system and believe, oh, our system's the greatest thing on earth. And, you know, my vote counts. I'm going to vote for whoever and things are going to change. And,
you know, they don't even count the votes. I'm telling you anyway.
No. Well, did you ever hear that story about that little girl that did the report on the lineage of all the presidents?
Oh, yeah. She was cute and wonderful. Yes. I saved that video a few times and they deleted it. I found it on another. I don't remember which channel. I can find it if I keep looking and search. You know how you improve your search words, you know, like you think it's this, and then you put something else, and like the third, fourth try, bingo, there it is.
Right.
I found 9/11. You know, what's that guy? 9/11 in 5 minutes or less. You know, it's like two terrorists with box cutters and blah blah blah, and a guy with a, you know, I mean, what's that guy's name? Corbett. Stephen, not Corbett, Corbett. He's like banned from YouTube, that guy. But I found it.
Right?
Somebody downloaded it. Yeah, I put it on my FE plus cartoons and theory playlist.
Right on.
Truthful. I change my channel around all the time because I know my channel's hidden from like I don't know, for years it's been that way. I get two subscribers, lose one. I get 3 subscribers, lose 2. That's been going on for a decade like that, Larry. That's why I got 280, which is good, I think, because they want to hide the stuff from whoever thinks they know something, you know.
Oh yeah, they mess with the numbers big time. I mean, there's been quite a few times I'll have 4 or 5 people in chat, and 2 or 3 up on the panel, and they'll say there's nobody in the room.
Right, things like that, or deletes your message you just put. I couldn't even put a link. I was trying to leave a comment, and it kept deleting it.
Yeah, I've seen. I've been in here before, and like somebody will say something, and I won't see their message at all on StreamYard, but I'll see their message on YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about that the other day.
Yeah, sometimes vice versa.
My StreamYard is frozen right now.
You're not frozen on my end.
Oh, it does that on my end.
Yeah. Hey, Austin, good to see you. I don't know if you're still here, bud. Sorry I didn't say hi sooner.
Is that Austin in the middle of us?
No, that's a video I started to play. Austin's in chat. Austin Murphy.
Oh, hi.
No, this is a video I was going to play yesterday. It's Truth or Cop is the guy in the hat. And then I'm not sure who the other guy is. I haven't seen him before, but they're talking about the Ice Age.
Oh, wow. That's better than mine. I got the Down syndrome policeman on mine. Part 2 and 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that one before, too.
Oh, boy. Yeah, before I ditched TikTok, I saved some of those funny ones on my Google Photo.
Yeah.
I know I'm retarded, Larry.
Oh, no. It's different streaks for different freaks.
Different freaks. Yeah, we weren't hippies. We were hippie freaks because we came after. Yeah, that's right.
You get a streak to be a freak, right?
Yeah, either that or we were disco bunnies. Disco fever.
Yeah.
Well, in your case, wasn't it more like what do you call it? Dancing and hoedown. A hoedown.
That was country.
Yeah, I got my first mosquito in the room. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
Right. That's funny shit.
I do. I gotta fix the screen. No, it's not a problem. It has gaps. That's all. Oh, now I'm gonna bother you with all my personal crap. Oh no. Something to kill it with. I don't know where my fly swatter is. Oh well.
So this is a video I took yesterday of my grandson. I had a little gas scooter, 80cc I think it was, scooter that I got from my son, my oldest son, and he wanted to get it. He wanted to get it running again and used it. The scooter had about a 200-pound tree limb go through it.
Wow.
And it still runs. But this is a video I took of him yesterday showing them how to work on it.
I probably got to leave because my StreamYard is frozen.
There's one of those 4 bolts.
Let me
I
see
don't
what
remember
happened
which
here.
ones, but
Yeah, you're fine on my end.
It's because probably because I'm getting other messages.
I remember.
yeah, you got to go down.
I think we did it this way.
Oh, maybe if I put on the
Can you
Wi-Fi.
use the other side?
Larry, I'm going to leave and do a few things, okay?
All right, man. You take care.
I'll
Have
try
a
to come
great
back
day.
in a
I remember it seemed like
Not
you
a
had to
problem.
take something
Hey,
off
you
or
know,
something to get the
Take
you know, I
care.
gotta tell you.
Take care, all.
I gotta tell you. All right, I gotta give you my
Huh?
famous saying. I gotta give you my famous saying. Don't let that door hit you in the ass.
Okay. Vale.
You take care, man. What the hell? We'll
Right, I
finish
don't
playing it.
remember what. Fucking it was, what, at least a year ago?
Oh,
More?
I remember this now.
Oop. Oh.
Okay.
Then I have to come in.
This.
You have to go up on that one. Gosh. You have to pull up on that one to loosen it up. Is it loosening? Huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Those are the fucking mounts.
There's still another bolt on there. On this bottom one, yeah, right there.
Where?
Right there where your finger is.
This?
Yeah.
I took this off. These two. So it should just slide off. And this thingy just. Ow. Ow. How does this come off?
That cap pulls off.
Just pulls it.
No, the cap itself, that rubber cap comes off, pulls off.
This piece?
Yeah. You take that screw out, that whole thing will come out. On the side there. Yeah, those 2 screws.
This doesn't go. Oh.
I could have swore that cap came off. Maybe it don't.
Welcome to the broadcast today. Hope you're having a great, wonderful day and a better tomorrow. This is a video of my grandson working on my little gas scooter. showing them how to fix stuff.
Yeah, this is too dirty on here. Okay.
And then I'll give you another towel. I dry one of those other chairs off and take the stuff to that table. I don't think that's part of it. Unless that's the one that, oh, it just fell out. Okay.
Oh yeah, there's print in there. So what is this called?
That's for the choke.
This is the choke.
Yeah.
This. Is that my other fuel line?
No, it's just air.
Here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You only need to take the bottom part
Yeah,
of it
yeah.
off, really.
let's
That's
have a
where it
look
gets
at
dirty, is down here. Or down there, rather.
I don't know why in the hell I'm not
Pick it up.
showing what he's
Damn.
doing.
And spray it off.
Good.
Must have been helping him.
Better.
It wouldn't hurt. You'll probably have to you'll have to take it apart though and clean up all those real tiny holes.
Hey, where are you having her meet you?
I'm staying with their while you go through this.
All right, so now we'll go back to our previous broadcast. Truther Cop, I apologize. I'm not sure what this man's name is. This video is brought to you by Truther Cop Official. Please like, subscribe, and share. This video is used for entertainment and educational purposes and fair use. Thank you.
The Hiawatha.
There you go. Is that Northern Greenland?
Yeah, it's in
One that
Greenland. I don't know if it's northern. Yeah, just recently.
Is that the one that recently got exposed from the melt or whatever? Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not saying that it's not going to be an impact. Maybe it's her what was going
Right.
on
Well,
in
before I
the
even-
Bible or the old texts and
Right.
older books. Angels having war on the Terra with other fallen angels. I believe that
Right.
honestly more than astronomy right now. I believe in the faith of it. Yeah.
Well, it's also, even
I'm not
you
saying
can
it's right.
say, but
My
well,
opinion.
hold on. You can say that angels having war, but what weapons are they using? So that's a different thing. They could be using planets. They could be using stars. So, as produced by NASA, possibly.
Produced by NASA, as far as like
Yeah.
the strain of it.
The idea. I'm just saying.
Are you getting into like blue beam? Yeah, so then they could possibly use that to try to subvert as far as a red herring type of deal.
Yeah.
But so here's the deal. All I'm saying is, and again, let me preface, I'm not saying I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah,
These are
no,
just
no.
my opinions and that they're heavily researched. And I don't even get into cosmology too much with my channel. I do
Mhm.
more history based, but it's through the lens of my faith now and through the lens of like, in my opinion, we're not on a spinning rock. We're the center of creation and we're the firmament. So is there a motive for whoever the fuck they are?
How come?
Excuse my language, for them to hide that from us? I believe so. Could I be wrong? Sure, definitely. But that's what I believe. So, and I was a big time astronomy globehead for a while. Big time. So that's why I feel I have to underline that, because I'm not just shooting blanks here. I have background in that, and I think it's all, for the most part,
What?
A lot of construct, and they admit it when you get into the nitty gritty of it. Up at the top of physics. Well, hold on, let me explain this.
Mhm.
Up at the top of physics, where they're actually
This is my StreamYard's doing some really weird stuff here. Give me a second. I don't know what the hell's going on. Huh. I don't know. It's weird.
saying, and they make these fancy whimsical animations on History Channel and Discovery Channel that they parade in front of all of us for our entire life that I watched growing up, that got me interested in all this stuff, on top of going into the planetarium with my father as a kid. You layer in stuff where you see these whimsical animations, and at the time I thought that there was, showing how a possible black hole could look, or what a neutron star is. A teaspoon of it weighs a. This might seem conjecture to you, dude, but when you really get into it, and they haven't been providing any answers, just more questions upon questions when they do their experiments and studies with CERN, for example.
Welcome to the chat. We're showing the video we were going to show yesterday. This is a video with Truther Cop. I apologize, I'm not sure this man's name. The name of the video is called What Ended the Last Ice Age and Caused the World to Flood.
They said that when, and anybody could check me on this, when they were touting forever, when they were able to find the Higgs boson, the alleged particle that gives mass to everything, there was going to be a lot of applications from CERN. And then when it happened, it was just a big bust. Oh, well, we got to find more. And then you're like, oh, okay, let's keep going. But then it's just a series of more projections. And if we don't know it, we're going to fill it with the lambda, like Einstein did with his shortcoming with general theory. He actually had to put a filler in there to make his equations make sense. Now we do that right now with dark energy. We say that 75, or these theoretical physicists say that 75% of the known universe is made up of dark energy.
No.
What is that? Okay, so then they say that we have to believe them. They just don't. They've never offered the other.
Out there, man. We're getting way too out there. We're getting way too out there. I'm drawing. I'm drawing.
Okay, so if this is too out there.
No, I'm saying.
Then
dude,
I question where you're going
no,
with that. You call me up on here to go deep, man.
No. On one topic. We're not on topic, man.
I'm answering your topic.
I'm talking about a crater here. What made this crater? So
probably an angel.
I'm asking you. But hold on. Nobody knows what we're talking about. I just wanted to build up to that first, and then we can go into what you think caused that. Because I think that there's a different answer, and I haven't heard you bring it up yet, too.
Go with it. I'm going off on a tangent here.
I just wanted to preface with this, so you know where I'm even
coming
from.
Preface all you want, man. I just went off.
You're fine. No, you're fine. So 13,000 years ago, the Younger Dryas period, whatever this is, it's like a different. It was like a temperature change. Significant.
I'm familiar with it. Very familiar with it.
So all these events tie into 13,000 years ago. So these are just. I wanted to tie this in This is what these people see, and it all kind of ties together, right? Because there's geology and a record to it, right?
Citations. So what? Yeah, I understand geology and the record, and I'm familiar with the change in the drop in the water levels from that instance in Younger Dryas and the temperature level. Yeah, that could possibly be the flood event. Yeah, I'm familiar with it. Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock cite this episode a lot. We're on the same page.
Right. And so the Wisconsin glaciation ended about 11 to 13,000 years ago. They don't know when it ended, which is what we were talking about, where the ice was down below New York, like in Wisconsin, Maine, all the way down into the city, right? 13,000 years ago. Right. And then this crater right here, 13,000 years ago. Let me see. Shares tab. Boom. So that's all I wanted to preface. I just wanted to get that a little bit in there because now we're talking about this crater here, which we both were talking about, right? At the beginning.
Yep. Any crater for that matter, but yeah.
Yeah. But see, this one. All right. So this one is 31 kilometers wide. So, massive, right? It could have easily melted all this ice, created a global flood event. That's all I wanted to preface it with, because then your whole argument against me was the bolide impact. But I heard an explanation to that I'd never heard of before.
Well, I have an answer to that might actually have caused, got a video out of it about 1.5 years ago where I answer. So Randall Carlson cites that bolide impact a lot in the Younger Dryas and the impact on the what you just cited. There's so people in the chat can check me on this on real time. It's called the Laurentide ice sheet, and he proposes that a meteor hit that and caused immediate flooding of everything right away because of the number one, the heat, the impact, it melted immediately. Just think about it, right? Picture in your mind's eye what would happen if a meteor hit an ice sheet. It would immediately melt tons of water.
Yeah. I
get that, and that's what will cause what he's talking about with the Cooley and the Grand Cooley Dam, all those patterns of what looks like huge melt. I'm with you. I know all that. So what he's saying,
right there.
So what he's saying is that goes off the scaffolding though of heliocentric. That's okay, right. So that's why I'm underlining that. That's why I'm chopping that wood right quick, because what you're citing is a dude he's been on Rogan and Hancock talking about this. So people who are talking about this specific stuff who are not necessarily in the mainstream, I got Graham Hancock's books right over here, and John West, whatever, Jaws, these the Egypt guys. Randall Carlson is the major touter of what you're citing right now.
I didn't hear this anywhere.
Okay,
so this isn't something I've heard before.
I'm cool. He's on YouTube or he's on Joe Rogan talking about this with Graham Hancock. It's super interesting, actually.
Maybe I did see it.
It's kind of what got me into this stuff in the first place. But so that's why I always underline with why I go back to cosmology, dude. Like so he says that it impacted the ice sheet, and what you just referenced with the Grand Cooley floods. Randall Carlson has done extremely heavy research on that, and he believes that
Welcome to the room. You're more than welcome to interject at any time. Give your thoughts, comments, agreements, disagreements. Everything's appreciated. Thank you.
It's from that impact, like you're saying, or a similar impact that could have caused the Younger Dryas, because it would have caused the massive flood of fresh water into the ocean, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing, that cross section of Younger Dryas, right? Yeah. I'm with you on that. Okay, I'm step by step with you on that. You're not necessarily presenting me with anything that I haven't seen before or came across or went over or
me either. But see, it just ties together in a different way, right?
Sure. Yeah, of course. We could be that's what I'm. So it's very, again, the heliocentric model. I'm not saying I'm right, they're wrong. It's a complete inversion. It almost fits perfectly to what you would think an inversion is to the firmament of creation. So it's hard to argue one way or the other. It's just how you see it, and then your faith has to do it. But this is where I come in, and I offer another explanation in my video back in the day. So you guys want to see something crazy? What could possibly do it terrestrial? The argument that Randall says is there's no other amount of energy that can cause that huge melt. And what would cause something like the Younger Dryas? The crux of his argument is this: there is no energy available on terrestrial planet Earth to cause something like that. So they say it's got to be from a bolide impact.
Yeah,
those are the literal words that'll come out of his mouth. Bolide impact. That means immediately outside of our system. In the heliocentric model, right? They purport and they allege that there's not enough energy saved from the whole atomic weapons of things. And I could be going off here and it'd be boring you, but this needs to be addressed. He'll say that there's not enough energy. It's got to be from outside the system which would be an asteroid, comet, meteor, whatever. Okay. I say pump the brakes on that, because anybody who's listening to the chat right now, I'm not looking at the chat, but there's an event of flooding of a mine where the actual ocean flooded over a mine called Pantyremus, and it's on camera. And it created an immense flood. Now, if that happened on a bigger scale, which I believe could happen, if the ocean literally floods over into a mine, and the devastation is unbelievable. It actually created a whole new bay off of the ocean after it was all said and done. So mechanisms like that do occur terrestrially, and that energy is available actually. In this case, Pantyremus, it's spelled Pantairemus. Look up that flood, and that type of energy could, in fact, actually answer what Randall Carlson is saying, only a bolide impact. That's fucking huge. That's all I'll say. And I'm not saying I'm right, you're wrong, but it's actually a real demonstrable thing that happened in reality, Pantyremus flood, that causes immense flooding, like that could cause immense flooding, in my opinion, if it happened on a bigger scale back in the day, if we were mining back in the antediluvian days.
Well, but yeah, there's a different, well, it was not globally.
What do you say to that, though? I offered another mechanism to showing I offered another mechanism terrestrially that could possibly cause what Randall Carlson is saying only a bolide impact could have.
You see, that's, I think, kind of a valid point, that there's all kinds of things that can cause global destruction that our Earth produces in one way or another: flood, wind, hurricanes, tornadoes. All those things are very destructive. I don't know if a tornado could cause a cataclysmic, I know that's not how you say it, event to, make our whole world have effect on it, but it's definitely another form of destruction.
That's huge, man. And again, I'm not sitting here sticking my chest up. I ain't nobody ever made that connection. I did a while ago. And there you go. Watch it. I actually think that this possibly happened with the Mediterranean. It's called the Zanclonian flood. When the Mediterranean was flooded by the ocean, it was probably similar to this. And in my opinion, it was probably from mining. Imagine that scale. So I'm saying this. Actually, when I put out my video, this video back in the day, I said the possibility. Look what happens here. That's the ocean back there. It's about to flood this whole thing.
They were mining this close to the ocean?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. And then that's massive. You can't even imagine what you're about to see right now. The scale of it is off the charts. And if Randall Carlson doesn't want to address this, I will, and I did. This could cause similar effects as to what he said is only a bolide. Look at that. And you're talking about giant things back in the day. What if they were giant? What if they were mining way more giant stuff? This is all about the fall. Some of the craziest shit that you ever see on video. So that's all I'm saying. Offering another explanation of what he is saying is only bolide impact possible per the energy. He fails to address this as a possibility. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, it's got to be huge. It's been falling for a minute.
Oh, dude, it's going to be crazy. Wait till you see this shit, dude. It's unbelievable. This is a bad video. There's actually better video of it.
Oh, really?
You got a bad one. Yeah. So, again, if you look up the Zanclonian flood, per geological terms that you cited earlier.
Yeah. Zanclonian? I don't know how you spell
that's what flooded the Mediterranean back in the day, and I believe that happened way more recently. That could be the biblical flood. I probably said that in my video. Think about that. If you knew, and the Phoenicians were mining over there. The Pillars of Hercules.
Same video again.
It's a little bit better footage though, unless you got a whack. What's up with that?
It keeps bringing up the same one. I don't know. It just keeps bringing up the same video on YouTube.
But anyway, at least the viewers have heard it and they could watch it. And so picture that in your mind's eye. And I, in my opinion, I think that that's a possibility of what happened in the Zanclonian flood. And I think it was a lot more recent. Think about the Mediterranean flooded more recently than the mainstream says. Who knows? At least we're talking about this stuff, man. And again, I'm not saying I'm right. At least we're talking about this stuff. Straight up.
Well,
and I appreciate the platform.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I wish I could find that better video. Jeez,
that's all good.
But the one thing I don't know if you ever heard of the Carrington event, right?
Yeah. So solar
Mhm.
flare. Yeah. A solar wind event, or it could be a gamma ray burster. You ever think of that? How come we haven't get hit with any more gamma ray bursters that these guys cite? But yeah,
from what, the sun again though?
Nope. Other stars outside of our that are going to go gamma ray burst, and only from their poles do they allegedly, before they go supernova, they shoot out two huge, very powerful beams from their poles. And if you're in line, allegedly, if you're in line of any one of those poles, when this allegedly a gamma ray burster star is going to go, it'll fry your whole planet, is what allegedly they say. So that has to be taken into account as well, because these guys have cited it before. Is that what melts everything, John Levi? A gamma ray burster from an exo solar star?
Yeah, but if the sun, if there's no asteroids, or maybe the asteroids from the belt are from the sun projecting molten lava into the space over time. So that kind of that's a different theory than the whole, NASA, they're colliding out into space.
Well, you know what? I think we actually could be, if the sun is more local. I still think we possibly could be getting some activity from the sun, right?
Yeah, it's just shooting out giant.
It's probably more likely, right? It's probably more likely that might be the source of it, right? If it's more local, yeah, right.
Well, even if it is just massive and it's shooting out these massive balls of lava that become, asteroids when they
the solar. Okay, so are you, per the heliocentric model, are you saying like a solar storm when it's rotating towards us and the black and the sunspots are
I'm
pointing
just saying
towards us?
The sun shoots out some sort of energy and it hits the Earth.
That's what I'm explaining.
Whatever the sun is something, it's there. Theoretically, it could hit us with a giant thing of light. I don't care if it's heliocentric or not. I don't know.
The astronomers say that the black sunspots are the ones that cause those solar storms that you're citing. They're called coronal. They're called coronal mass ejections, CMEs. So now they're from the black sunspots. And when you see more sunspots on the sun, that's when you're going to have more coronal mass ejection activity.
Right. Yeah,
and sometimes those black sunspots are facing towards Earth, right? And if they let one of those CMEs out when it's facing towards us, yes, what they say.
The thing is even if it did come from the sun, that's still an impact. He said he believed that it didn't come from an impact. So did it or didn't it? Funny how that works.
There's going to be a huge electrical solar flare storm that's coming right towards us like a fastball, and it's going to hit us, and it could cause the Carrington event. Yeah, I'm fully aware of all that stuff.
Good.
Yeah, I just don't believe in it all anymore. I think it's extremely interesting. If that stuff's true, it's fascinating. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm getting at here. It's like I'm not saying, I look at it like a spell, because it's like, look up here and not down here, right? Look up there and not down at a creation.
Right.
Do I not find that stuff fascinating? Look at all the books I had. I read them all, man. It's extremely fascinating to me. I just don't believe in it anymore.
Well, see, that could be the magnetic pulse. But bro, the sun undeniably brings us life.
Oh, true. Yes. Yeah. That's where the sun worship comes from, I think. Yeah, definitely.
But it's there. It's something that's there too.
You know what's interesting too? And I'll pose this to your chat. And this will align with like the heliocentric model. How they say that the pole shifts happen is because of the magnetic particles that happen in the magma when it comes out of, like, for example, the mid-Atlantic ridge. And when it's still molten, these magnetic little or the particles in the rock align to the poles. Now the whole thing could be bullshit, right? But this is how they say they deduce that they know that there's pole shifts because of they align towards north and south, and every so often they switch. So these geological scientists say that that's indicative of the pole shift, right? So how do you argue with that? Am I saying that they're wrong? No, they're probably seeing something. Maybe we're interpreting it differently. I don't know. Or it's the bottleneck of mainstream academia. I don't know. I'm not calling these guys all liars and they're all like they're all bought into it and they're all part of the conspiracy. No, it's like compartmentalization. You get that. I don't know what my other department's doing in my job that I have here. When you get up to the higher levels, that shit is hyper.
It's probably D, all the above.
Magnified. So.
Yeah. No, I'm just talking small scale here. What could have cost that? Because people don't think about the things like the Carrington event and the sun shooting, massive balls of energy at us. Or whatever that object is. I mean, even if that's how they interpreted it, it doesn't mean, it didn't happen.
So the result of the Carrington event, it burned all the telegraph wires.
Right. Yeah, something happened. It shot around the world.
Do you think that maybe, to use the chalk ink terminology, will work? Like they did it purposely? I was just thinking about that recently, because everybody cites the Carrington event, and could have just been a thing to get people.
But again, bro, the sun is there and it gives life to plants.
True.
The sun is there and it gives life to plants in the world. I don't care what they think it is. It's giving life to the earth.
Agree. Yeah.
So what else is it capable of? I mean, just hitting us with a big old fireball of energy to punish seems it seems like a very, potential.
I agree, and I would say that would be an act of God, but I'm not disagreeing with that. Yeah,
but I'm not saying it's not.
Yep, we're on the same page. We're looking at it from a different angle, bro.
Because Zeus would throw like lightning bolts to smoke people, right? And that goes back to people seeing fireballs like actually hit people and stuff.
Right. And I think that when stuff does pop off, or it's the rapture on repeat, because I think that's what we're seeing. I think that we continuously keep on falling, and God keeps trying that we have ages of living. I think human habitation goes back way further behind, but I think we keep on. And when this stuff does pop off, there's people, when you talk about the plasma event, some dudes do look into that. I cited the dude earlier, Jay Dreamers, but I think there are physiological things that happen when it's happening, and maybe some people do see it.
Right.
And the electrical charge that happens maybe at the top of the dome or on the lithosphere or whatever, whatever it happens on. People see that and it gets imprinted in our memory on a mass scale, and we have a collective memory for it. I think there you go. Yep.
Anybody in chat have any thoughts, ideas, comments, beliefs, disbeliefs? All your opinions are appreciated. Thank you.
Could be the root of the Zeus and the Odin throwing. It could be. Mythology comes from what you see in the sky.
But see, then what happened here is too. Everything makes sense when you account for it being the sun. At least what I've heard. And not even whatever. Like I said, just from the concept that the sun is, it's awesome. It does a lot. So, I don't put limitations to what it can do.
I would agree with you 100%. I think the sun is the life giver, and I think the moon, the sun is the male energy, and life giver, and the moon is the female. And I'm not getting into the occultic thing, but they recognize this stuff too. It's like the necromancer. I believe the moon is a light also, and it has a regenerative necromancy energy to it. There's people that have measured the moonlight, and it's actually cooler than if you're in the shade of it at night. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that. Yeah. But see, it raises too many points that I have any proof for. I try to leave them out because it can sidetrack people who are just who are already having a hard enough time accepting anything new. But this is somebody drew it this way. You had the Sphinx and all this, the end of the last ice age, all around the same time. then there's this dark age. Now, if it was a solar flare and we did have technology and there was electronics, and this solar flare came and burned it all, and we entered this dark age where all of a sudden we don't know how to build the structures in the pyramids again. And we are just now getting back to where we can kind of maybe do it again. Maybe.
That lines up too, man. You know, yeah, it's possible.
That's what convinced me of it. It was like once I was like, oh, a solar flare. It's because this is somebody else. This is this guy's theory, but I heard it. Actually, Lou Bass brought it up in the comments earlier today. I don't know where he got it from. That's how I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. A solar flare, you know, or plasma, or whatever it is, right? Energy from the sun ended the last ice age, caused the global flood event, and that's why we've forgotten who we were before that. All on top of it all.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Well, you know, if anything, we're probably not going to find the answers on
No.
the stream. So, like, again, if I, not to quell anybody's fascination for research, I think that we should, what we're doing here is promoting it, you know. And again, my angle is, if it is a planet and this and that, I think by virtue of just it being a planet and finite, that quells people's passion for looking into the unknown, because everything is found here. Why not just try to go to Mars? You know,
Right.
I say that tongue in cheek, but I believe that, man. I that's part of what I do here in Buffalo, because I'm looking under, I'm walking on what I research. You know,
Yeah.
getting out from behind the keyboard and everything, and field work, like I say.
Right.
So that's another underlying tone of what I'm trying to do here is promoting books and promoting getting out from behind the monitor. Always healthy, right?
Yeah, I
There's
like that you keep it local too. But
yeah. There's a lot of history here, man. I think that there's a lot Buffalo has to offer as far as ancient history and is the quote unquote new world the true old world? I think so, and I got a lot of work to do in that regard. So this is a completely different tangent than that, but it's still in my wheelhouse because I was fascinated with all this stuff. So, oh man, thank you. Thanks, Truther Cop, for real.
I thought I had it up before.
All good, man. No worries. And again, yeah, what did you have a bone to pick with me about the pizza? You wanna air that out right now, bro?
Me a bone to pick with you, pizza? What?
Because the whole thing, I'm glad people didn't go too crazy about it. EBT gave me some slack, but it's like that's another facet of my city, man. We got the best pizza. We're known for chicken wings, and I don't want to be redundant on your channel. I was going off on it last time, but that's part of what I do here. I think that there's some anomalies in the Niagara River. I think that there's some old earthworks and waterworks that we're not being told the true story, and I'm still working on that. But I think that this is a lot more ancient, and the radial pattern of streetworks that we have here, I think they might have been canals back in the day.
Did you do that on purpose?
Do what? What's that?
333.
No, dude, you want to see? I have it. It's recorded. So Chalk called me out on that. On my phone, it's recorded, dude. On my phone, it's literally recorded, dead ass, at 3:32. At 3:32, for real.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and when you load it up to YouTube, of course it goes. So you got pizza 3:33.
Yeah.
Shout out to RB Truth. Obviously, I'm clearly a Mason, right? But here's the deal. I'm not gonna not show facets of my city, and I was a Q-tard at one time as well. I can make fun of myself when I'm presented with new information. I'm humble enough to change my mind, because the more data I acquire, I realize that I don't know too much of what's going on here. I do know stuff in my city though, and I could show it and share it, and I feel compelled to. Whatever that is, it is. Our water is very fresh.
Style pizza?
It's a little bit more well done, and it's thick, not just thick crust, it's thick all around. The dough, because the dough does rise because of our minerals. And I'm going to be interviewing a chef, and a couple of them. I think I'm going to have to interview a couple of them and some bakers, just to give that testimony that it's like, yeah, we're definitely known for our pizza's dough rising, or just dough in general.
Yeah.
Not just for pizza. Maybe I should have showed that before, but yeah. So, and then I think, does that effervesce through the aether with my whole faith on things? We're known as the city of good neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
People tend to get along here. We go to work. We're known as a hardworking hardworking city does that moving water that we're right next to, that's clean and fresh, does that have something to do with it? It's beautiful scenery, number one, to Niagara Falls, and then we have the whole Erie Canal thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if nothing else, dude, I just feel compelled to share that with everybody. And I got into it initially and kind of rode the wave of the Tartarian thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how I got so many subs. Because when I changed the name of my channel from Bushwhacking Tartaria with Berserker Bear to Bushwhacking History, it just like dropped off.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, big time. You can actually see it, like a line in the sand. But whatever. It's not even. I have the ability to have advertisements on my channel. I should do the merch, but I'm cultivating the following. It's not a. I'm grateful that I work right now full time. So
Yeah,
it's just a hobby.
right.
You know? So I'm just grateful
Right.
for it all. I'm grateful that I could be hanging out and rapping with you, man. For real.
Mm-hmm.
Never thought when I made my first video that I'd ever get to 1,000 subs. You know, so I'm at 8,000 now. I'm just grateful.
Yeah,
for it
that's
all.
impressive.
Yeah. So thanks for the time, and thanks for being cool about the back and forth and being able to. I think it's really important for people to see this, that a couple of dudes can have a difference of opinion and still move forward, because that seems to be a big divide right now.
Oh
You
yeah.
want to call it the schism, and it seems that people can't, whether or not it's their upbringing or just their own personal character. You know, it seems.
Sorry, Michael, I was right in the middle of taking a hit. Is along the same lines, best pizza, give me a break, unless it's Chicago, forget about it. Right on. Yeah, I've never heard of turkey tacos. It sounds pretty good. I might have to check that out. Do you always boil your turkey or chicken when you cook it? Or do you do it different ways also?
Seems like you're seeing it now, this, chromosomal mitosis of separation. Like, if you don't believe with everything
Mhm.
that I say, I'm going to come over to your channel and,
Oh
throw the
yeah,
shit on
tear you
you.
apart forever.
I'm thankful that I don't have that too much. And maybe, I don't know, it's my demeanor. I'm not really too antagonistic, especially with my research, I guess. I get in the trenches every so often. I think you probably see that when I get on chalk and everything. I'm not afraid to throw some bows.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always from the high ground, and I keep it separate from my work, my research, because it is a hobby, but I am passionate about it, and it means a lot to me. So,
Well, I didn't hear that last, but my headphones fell out.
well, it's a hobby and it's a passion of mine, and
Right.
it's in that respect I take it very seriously. So, even though it is a hobby,
You guys got the stone walls up there, right? They continue up that way, just like the random stone walls everywhere.
where at? Well, we're pretty industrialized over here. We have a lot of valleys, well, gorges and stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as stone walls, you got to be a little more specific, though.
All right, hold on. I'll play you like a video of them, but I'm gonna take a break real quick. Let me see. You've had to have seen them before, unless you've never been south, and they're not up there, but they must be up there. Let me play a video of them. This is their alleged history, which I highly disagree with.
Recordings just got better.
Let's see. What is it, an hour? No,
Great. Well,
Lord.
thank you all so much this morning. We're here to learn about the history of New England.
Here we go. I'll play this bigger clip right now. I'll be right back.
Cool.
Today we see this in the thousands of miles of stone walls threading through New England, bordering walls, defining fields, and wandering through the woods. There are many different types of stone walls: single walls, double walls, estate walls, freestanding, and retaining, and you've probably heard more and more terms even besides those few. So each is an enduring representation of where, when, and why they were constructed. We just see distinctive local variations of rounded versus flat stone, different colors, different heights, different thicknesses and widths. And while some walls were finally built for public display or as fences for livestock, Others were just mere containers to store excess stone. In 1939, mining engineer Oliver Bowles estimated there were approximately 240,000 miles of stone walls in New England. He did this based on the 1872 Department of Agricultural report on fences to estimate the distance. And to give you an idea how far this is, it is further than the distance to the moon or the length of the United States coastline. So quite impressive when you consider those as our markers of length here. But the question that often comes up is, why are stone walls so prolific in New England? So we often hear it's because of the glacier that covered New England, but it's more than that, because I'm originally from Michigan, and as you can see in the image here, the entire state of Michigan and most of the Midwest is covered by the same glacier that covered New England. So you can see in the shaded area in the image here, kind of the extent of that glacier continent, or that glacier coverage. So really, I mean, the glacier is a key part of this, but there are also two other factors that contribute to the stone wall presence. The second factor is the geological formations. This is the types of stones that we find in different parts of the country. As the glaciers formed, advanced, and eventually retreated, their immense weight ripped up the bedrock and soil that was incorporated into the glaciers and eventually deposited as till. So the till deposits can range from tiny particles of soil to enormous boulders. In the Midwest, where I'm originally from, the bedrock was typically a softer stone like limestone or sandstone, and so it was easily crushed into tiny particles. In contrast, in New England, we generally find hard, irregular bedrock like granite that's strong enough to resist the crushing weight of the glaciers. So this resulted in much larger stones, up to the size of boulders, or even bigger, some of the formations that are in this area, in the till deposit. And so you see here, here I've got highlighted those till layers of the soil that we're talking about. And we'll come back to this diagram again in a few slides. So the third factor is the deforestation that occurred in New England. It really takes all three of these factors for stone walls to be present. So let's look back at those diagrams. So in the soil layers before deforestation are on the left, and the deforestation that led to the stones in the fields is on the right. So first you'll notice when you're looking at the two sides of this diagram, the thickness of the topsoil. So the trees helped the land retain water and the topsoil. Without the forest, the soil erodes and washes away. And this erosion of the topsoil exposed New England's deeper subsoil to the cold, causing a deeper freeze of groundwater and accelerating frost speed. And so you can see kind of this nice thick layer here that's almost kind of
get into right now, but
I don't disagree with the glaciation. I think that there was definitely glaciation. Could be the Thimble Winter.
Well, that was the thing too, is the glaciation. Like the people who pushed that the most. I have a book on it. They're down to my mom's now, but I asked her to go look for them. I have a stack of books about people who studied it, and the geologists who looked into this were very Christian. Actually, they were actually very Bible believing people.
That's It could have still been glaciers for sure. Glacial till and the markings from them.
Right.
If they did come down, it's indicative that they would have scraped the bedrock. Yeah.
Right.
Can I show you?
Yeah.
As I do though.
Mm-hmm.
This is super interesting. Can I show you another mechanism though that might move?
Yeah.
These boulders, because they always cite these boulders that are laying strewn about as glaciation. If you go back to my channel, I put out a notion where, because I like to watch crazy weather events, whether it's hurricanes, tornadoes, flash floods, quote unquote mud flooding, or Lake Lahars, or stuff like that. So there's this phenomenon that happens that's called like a flash flood. There's also sedimentation flood, or a sediment flow. And a lot of these sediment flows are heavily laden with mud and minerals. Now, if you scroll down to go to my videos,
Mm-hmm.
in my video tab, now it should have a title on it. Do boulders float on mud? Scroll down. Can boulders float on mud? Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
There's another mechanism that can move these rocks. That's all I'm saying. I'm not discounting glaciation. Keep going.
Right.
I'm not discounting that at all. All I'm going to do is offer another mechanism. There you go. Right up more.
Mm-hmm.
What are you, an amateur scroller, bro? Up a little bit more.
I was trying to pull up the fine thing.
Here you go. There you go. Right there. Can boulders? It's a 5-minute clip if you want to play it, and it demonstrates what I believe is happening with these boulders that you see that are floating. It says bushwhacking buoyant boulders.
Okay. There it is. So.
There's no commercials. I took them all off.
When we've seen that boulder in the creek bed, you know, we talk about glaciation here, northeast. There were glaciers 10,000 years ago, ice age, and glacial till. Now, what I want to show you here is a concept that I've been thinking about when I watch these crazy videos all the time. This is a debris flow.
Watch the rocks. Pay attention to the rocks. These boulders.
On my playlist that's
froze.
In my playlist list that's public, that's called debris flows or flash floods. I highly recommend you going in there because what I think we're seeing here is what I think is going to be demonstrated in Cody's lab. Really interesting YouTube channel. So you see the boulders, how they're kind of floating, or they look like they're floating, in my opinion. And if you look up,
I've never heard anybody else talk this or see this or say this at all.
Cody's lab.
I think these fucking boulders are floating on the mud, dude.
We're going to tie this in.
Yeah.
Not floating, but buoyant.
Might be something other than glaciation.
Might be something other. Some of them. Not the rock walls, okay? But
Get it, Cody.
Listen to this.
Trying to get lots of views.
It's a good
It didn't actually
demonstration.
work, so I wanted to try again. So I got a much smaller anvil here. Of course, I'm kidding. Whoa. I got a much bigger tub of mercury.
I think I saw this
That's how I
one.
get that anvil afloat.
This is an older one.
This is much easier. There's a little bit more wiggle room. Oh. Also, standing in there too long, it cuts the circulation off to your feet.
Oh god.
Your mercury slosh there. Let's got this rag.
He just stood in a pool full of mercury. Okay.
Wet. Let's wipe off the top. All that oxides and stuff. There.
This is so cool.
Pretty.
I haven't seen this. This is probably one of the last videos I saw from this guy.
Don't get all of it. But it was.
What he's going to do,
Alright, so
as you'll
here's
see,
my 110-pound iron working anvil. I think we
Sick.
got this for making horseshoes and stuff. when we had horses. So let's set it in here and see if it floats. It doesn't seem to want to stay upright. Let's let it tip over. There it is.
Wow. I definitely think that's what boulders are doing on these mud flows.
Has a density nearly twice that of iron.
So you see what you see what I'm doing here, though? I'm offering other explanations or mechanisms to what the mainstream is saying. I'm not trying to discount it. Oh yeah, here. Let me play that. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited here.
dozen water.
Oh, yeah, mercury.
Let's go to this dude.
Mercury's
This
crazy
Legends.
stuff.
Now watch this. This is very important.
Ideas to
Mhm.
follow up on here. When you see a flash flood, all the wood comes.
Hey, Bruce, good to see you this morning, bud. Hope you're having a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. We're watching a Truther Cop video. I'm not sure the other man's name. Talking about the Ice Age and stuff. Your thoughts, your ideas, your agreements, disagreements, your opinions are highly appreciated. Thank you.
comes to the front, okay? Because it's lighter, it's floating. When you see a debris flow,
The fucking rocks come to the front, just like the fucking wood does in the
follow
flash
up
flood,
on
dude.
this.
They're
I
fucking
don't
floating,
want there to
dude.
be ads show. Okay,
What does that
all
mean?
these
I don't
debris
know. It's just
flows,
pretty cool.
actually, the boulders are in the front. They're acting similar to the twigs do in a flash flood. And another underlying tone of this presentation
Well,
is
that's the
minerals.
thing they say about
Okay?
these glaciers too, though. Is they say these glaciers flow. Where's my mouse? Sorry, that's the screen share. They say these glaciers flow like slow-moving rivers. That's what they say. That's what they describe them as. Very
Yeah.
slow-moving water. So it makes sense it does the exact same thing.
Well, if it's a mud flood like that, though, those debris flows, right? That's specifically different than water. So those things come from tens of miles away. So they're eroding the rock and the minerals along the way. So they are probably heavily laden with mineral and metal particulates. So the mud, this is counterintuitive, man.
Mhm.
Those rocks on the front of those debris flows are literally floating just like the twigs are on the front of a water flash flood. The mud that's transporting these rocks, I don't think it's just friction. I believe that these rocks are a little, maybe not floating entirely like a buoy. They're acting a little buoyant because that mud has a lot of minerals and metal in it dissolved. So that mud would be, you think it's counterintuitive, but look at that. That's why I showed that anvil. So are you beginning to see what I'm doing here, taking chunks of history or mainstream and just one portion of my research is offering other mechanisms of explanation, whether it's pantyremus to the bolide impact or all glaciation moving these boulders. It's like, nah, these mud flows can actually move boulders as well. That's all. It's offering another mechanism that might have been looked over. And I never heard anybody say anything about buoyant boulders, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on there. I wish I had more time to follow up on that and research it and do demonstrable testing, but I think I actually showed a good example of it. I think that play the rest of that big one. Yeah, can anybody else tell me differently? Those boulders are floating on the front of it, just like the twigs are on front of a flash flood. Here you go. And there's so many
You see 'em. There's always boulders in front.
videos like this on YouTube. It's crazy. I love watching these fucking things. Watch. Coming down this corridor, it's all the heavy boulders, and they're like almost the size of a house, dude.
Check out my playlist.
I don't think it's friction.
These boulders are almost the size of houses, some of them. And
Wow.
you say friction getting pushed by the mud. No, what I think is these flash floods or these debris flows come from hundreds of miles away. That's what a
Some
flash
do.
flood is. Okay? And what I think is happening is that there are, as Cody said, there's dissolved minerals, there's dissolved metals in this mud. And that mud could be more dense than those blocks.
How is that
It's
possible if it's
counterintuitive.
just
And
friction? There
all I'm
has to
doing
be
is
a
showing
floating
how the-
mechanism to it.
nothing other than just some alternative
Yeah.
research here.
Buoyant
Look
boulders.
at how big these boulders are, and they're in front. Now, I'm not saying floating like a buoy floating,
Well,
but maybe just
I
a
guess
little bit more
I
buoyant.
guess what it would be. It's weird. The only thing I could explain through what I would even begin to understand is that the minerals that are broken up in the mud, are, like you were saying, are heavier.
Yeah, I would think so. But that's extremely counterintuitive. You wouldn't think that of mud. So, but I do think that those boulders are actually acting just a little bit buoyant in those mud flows. And maybe it doesn't happen all the time, but I'm telling you, time after time, if you watch, there's a lot of those. You can just look up debris flow or like rocks and debris flow on YouTube, and there's mad of them. Yeah, it's fast. Not only is it spectacularly fascinating to see something like that in nature, you know, what's the science behind it? That's how I think.
It's got to be heavier material.
I would say so. So is it so effectively you would have to deduce that those are buoyant boulders, maybe, right?
Well,
I never heard that before. So there goes Berserker Bear for you, man. I'm not just doing Tartaria, Mud Flood, and Antiquitech, free energy, giants. Shout out to all that. All that stuff fascinates
And I'm
me.
like, well, is that what's going on here? Something different than glaciation?
Okay, yeah.
Now,
I hate listening to myself. I'm sorry. I don't. I do, but you know what? I just started editing recently, so I have to force myself to listen to myself with editing.
Oh yeah. Well, even then, it doesn't get any easier. for that long.
Oh man. Although you know what, I'm very meticulous by nature and like maybe a little OCD, and editing is tedious. And sometimes if you're meticulous or if you're meticulous, a tedious task can be annoying. But actually, I kind of like doing the editing. I just started getting into it recently, so it's a tedious task that I could begin to like a lot. So it's a good thing. I need to do it more. I'm kind of embarrassed that I didn't train myself to edit earlier in my channel, but oh well, I'm learning.
Yeah. That's the thing now with the streaming is that it's just so much easier just to get on and say something. Because if I sit there and I edit, I'll sit there all day.
Well, that's a good point. It's good to have something to push against, because sometimes when you make a pre-recorded video, it's like, man, where do you sink your teeth into? You know, I'm fledgling at this. So the components of a beginning, I get that intro, body, and conclusion. That's a general scaffolding. But as far as putting that together in a presentation that's coherent and you don't sound like an idiot, it's tough, dude. It's tough to hit the record button and say what's on your mind and sound and articulate it in a way where other people can comprehend it. Because what's in your mind sometimes doesn't come out of your mouth, especially when you know somebody. That's what I say to people. I'm still super nervous when I make a video. I've been doing it almost 3 years now. That might be a surprise to hear, but even when I do a pre-recorded video, dude, when I know that I could just delete it, I still get nervous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guarantee you get that feeling. But that's like my dad will tell me. I get a lot of insight from my father. He's like, that's a good nervous feeling. If you didn't have that feeling, then I'd be starting to worry, because that keeps you on your toes type of deal. Shout out to Dad.
I just wanted to get that conversation out of the way, but shoot.
Yeah.
So, I've had that conversation with a few people before.
That was fun, man. So at least we know where we stand. And again, that's a good example for people who are listening that may think that you have to agree with somebody or everything somebody says who is a friend of yours or an acquaintance to be able to move forward with them. It's like, no,
that's
not how the world works or how the realm works, or that's the color of life, the different flavor of everything. We could all have our different quirks and personalities and come together, whether it's around a campfire or, panel pimping, like it's been the trend lately. But we don't have to agree on everything, guys. So we could still be friends, move forward amicably, cordially. That's how breakthroughs happen. That's how watershed moments happen. Getting these, instead of separating because we have difference of opinion, you got to come together and try to work things out. And that's how, like I said, watershed moments happen, or paradigm shifts in disciplines and higher learning sex, if I could say it like that, whatever. But yeah, I appreciate the time, Truth or Cop, man. You got a cool channel going on here. Everybody hit the thumbs up. It means a difference and it helps out.
All of a sudden
I'm gonna probably show about another half hour of this. It'll be half of this video, and probably show the next half tomorrow. I got stuff I need to get done. So you guys have been forewarned.
getting into the busy time of year, so I can't do it as often or put as much time into it. So it's just whatever. Keep
I've
it
been
going.
taking a break. I've been taking a break mostly and hibernating in the winter. Because I want to get out. Yeah, I want to get out and do the field work. I've been doing some interviews lately. I'm in the basement here, so when it's cold out, it's cold down here.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the weather to break up here in Buffalo so I can get back out along the Erie Canal and do some. Everyone says boots on the ground. I like to stand down a little bit. I like to use the official terms and troll it a little bit and lean into it. So I always say field work, whatever. It's all love, guys. It's all love, everybody. From Bernie to Beegs to Didactic. Much love to you all. Ain't no hard feelings. Keep crushing, guys. We'll catch up downstream. It's all love.
Yeah. Oh,
You're getting tired, man. I'm boring you.
no, man. It's just a Sunday. It's late.
Yeah, true that. I had a birthday party to go to earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
How was that?
younger sister's getting married, and her fiance, his brother, has a sister who has twins, and they're adorable. So they just had their first birthday.
Mhm.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, who's are listening? I'm not sure if you're a father or not, but children are a blessing, and I'm
Mhm.
grateful for my baby girl, and we're trying to have another.
Nice.
So, yeah, man.
Good luck
God
on that
willing.
one.
Yeah, so
Oh.
I'll exit stage left, and I
No, you're
appreciate
fine, man.
the
All right,
time.
it's good to
dude.
talk to you, man. You got any
Yeah.
videos coming up, or you said you're just taking your time off?
As a matter of fact, I because it's getting to be better weather, I'm going to be
Mhm.
doing a lot more work, and
Yeah.
I do have a video coming out. Well, I got a lot of different locations I got to hit. And my next location is going to be Shelby, New York. It's a stop along the Erie Canal. It's got some
Mhm.
possible old earthenworks and old mounds, old native mounds. That's a
Mhm.
lot. That's another angle trajectory I'm going to be going towards along the Erie Canal, native, because I think the natives were possibly with the Vikings here, and I don't want to get off onto another tangent, man. But
Well, that's what I was saying about the walls earlier, because they
oh yeah,
the,
yeah, we didn't
the
wrap it up.
theory is that they're all European made. None of them are
Okay.
Native American. Is the official theory. None of them were made for the Europeans. And there's 240,000 miles of stone walls just throughout New England, everywhere.
Yeah, that's
Built
fascinating.
for no reason.
Heard that. Well, that's so.
That's a
What I would say
flashback.
to that is, if
Mhm.
nothing else, it's indicative of a prior civilization before Columbus.
Right.
If nothing else, and if it's not native, then that lends more credence to that idea, right? And the
Mhm.
fact that you don't really hear about it too much, and mainstream turns a blind eye towards it, that's also another tell. It's like, why is it being shelved? You know, that's kind of the stuff that we dig into as an alternative history channel like myself. So yeah, I think the Vikings were here, but the natives would have been here also. So I'm hip to that. I'm hip to the Dutch that were here that purchased this whole tract of land from the natives. It wasn't even really a legal purchase, dude. They were
Mhm.
an unincorporated
Oh, no, of course
syndicate.
not.
Yeah, so that's the type of nuance that you get into when you start getting into the books and everything, and not just going off of pictures off a line, guys. So I'll leave you with
No,
that.
so-
Check out. Can I plug my channel? Or
Yeah.
you did earlier, but I'll just. Can I? You mind if I
Yeah,
say
of
it?
course. Yeah, of course.
Bushwhacking history in Buffalo. If you like history and you have a proclivity for looking back and seeing what was going on, but you don't think it all adds up outside of the bookends and curriculum of higher education, check me out, because I got a cool city, Buffalo, New York. It's got a lot of cool architecture. It's also got a lot of infrastructure, and I think some of it is ancient, prior to what the mainstream says. So check me out. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the things I was going to say about those stone walls is, although they say they're all European or whatever, boom, where's that? Oh my gosh, I hate this presentation thing.
I like StreamYard.
I don't know. The screen sharing capability could be easier for sure.
Think so?
Yeah.
Like the Zoom is cumbersome, I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't have much experience with Zoom, so it could be worse.
Okay.
Could very well be. But the New York Times had this article from when the state did a survey of the Hudson River, and they did sonar. They're trying to find sunken ships. And see, now it's not gonna let me watch it. So when they threw the sonar, they saw that there was a stone wall built under the Hudson River.
Dude, I see. Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
Oh well, from what the state survey has said, that the last time that could have happened was 3,000 years ago. So
they found a similar one in Alberta, Canada, where
Really?
under the river, but it wasn't a
Oh,
stone
really?
wall, dude. It's like I've been saving this one on the back burner because it's in conjunction with doing what I'm doing with the international bridge here. Here's the crazy shit, dude. I think that some of these caissons from the river, there's no way they could have been built the way they say they did because of the current, man. I'm really doing a investigation on that right now behind the scenes. I'm not going to present it until I'm fucking rock
Okay.
solid on it. I might make a claim on it too, but to corroborate with that in Alberta or maybe Vancouver, under the riverbed, bro, they were going to build another caisson. They found a huge megalithic concrete block under the river, dug under like 10 feet of the sediment. That's like the last time that was exposed, they said, yeah, like 10,000. So what's going on here? Something clearly was going on here pre-Columbian. And number one, why is it being shelved? Mm-hmm. And number two, what was it? It appears that there were a lot of civilizational things going on here. Was it a cataclysmic event that made everybody leave? Or keep this on the table, guys. Everyone wants to say cataclysmic North America. Maybe it was just a civilizational collapse and everybody left and overgrowth happened. Mm-hmm. And we come back and everybody says, we knew about it, right? They knew about it, the controllers or whatever. They come back and it's all overgrown. And now we're calling it mud flood. But meanwhile, they knew about it and they just came back to it, maybe. And then maybe that information is in the Smithsonian. Who the fuck knows? But it does look like there's some civilization going on here. Pre-Columbus exchange. And I'm part of trying to find that. So check me out. Bushwhacking History in Buffalo. Thanks, Truth or Cop, man.
Yeah, man. Be well. Thank you.
Keep crushing, man. God bless. Be safe out there, y'all.
Thank you. Take care now.
Yep.
Boom. So that was Bushwhacking History in Buffalo. So I have to go watch some of his videos because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going on up there with monuments and stuff. Because what he's saying is kind of like what is said everywhere. Like throughout Canada, there's all these ancient walls and all this. But for some reason in New England, everything is European. Is the speculation? It really doesn't make any sense. Like post-Columbian, I guess I should say. But anyhow, turquoise cover 9. Let's see. But yeah, basically is what I wanted to get into, especially with him, because he was saying this whole thing about asteroids, and I guess he was just yanking my chain more so than anything, but he was like, oh, the heliocentric model of the Earth or whatever, because I said an asteroid struck. But what was interesting to me is when I found the...
All right, well, this seems to be winding down. We might show the last half tomorrow. You guys have a great day and a better tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. Take care. Bye.